I'm Jess Layton. I'm a young volunteer at Gateshead Youth Council. I came here as a young person for about 5 years and absolutely loved it. It was a really big part of my growing up, and it's had a massive impact on who I am. And I really wanted to give something back and make sure that that continues happening for young people in the future, because it's a fantastic organisation. I think probably the biggest barrier for most young people is time, because school takes up obviously a huge amount of time and there's a lot of pressure apart from homework, but for other extracurricular things, particularly things where you get more of an accreditation, so like music and drama and things where you'll get like certificates for it. And I think for a lot of young people, they end up doing volunteering sort of as a way to relax, because it's not the same structure as you get with like music and sports and things like that. It's a bit more, you can sort of go your own way within it. You can really find something that you really enjoy doing and make it personal to you. So I think the time is probably the biggest thing for a lot of young people, although also because a lot of young people are like using public transport and stuff, it can be really hard for them to get to places, and you don't realise, you know, if you're going to volunteer somewhere for an hour but it takes you half an hour to get there and half an hour to get home, it ends up really adding up, and it's really taken away from like family time and studying and things. So it is a really difficult balance for a lot of young people. But the benefits, in my opinion, are more than worth it. I mean, there's the obvious ones. You make new friends, it's something good to put on your CV. But in terms of like character, you get exposed to issues that you probably wouldn't get exposed to otherwise. So you're forming opinions probably much earlier than people who aren't necessarily doing things like that. I think that I'd definitely say that there's something everybody can do to volunteer and to sort of play a role in the community. I think it can be really different for different people, but there are so many opportunities, and if you're willing to go out of your way to volunteer, people are going to be really accommodating. So if there's just something you fancy helping with, like, it doesn't have to be structured, you don't have to be in like a volunteer position. Like, there's nothing wrong with going and helping somebody out with their allotment, and that's volunteering as well. There's so much you can do, like with regards to sport. You can get in contact with the leisure centre. If you're a young person or a person of any age and you think you want to get involved with volunteering, just put yourself out there a bit. It's a difficult step to take, but it's so worth it. And just go online, have a look at the opportunities that are available, start writing some emails to people. They're gonna want to help you because you're wanting to help them. So just go for it and you will really see the rewards. I'm doing my A-levels at the minute, so next year I'm hoping to go and study medicine. I've got an offer from Newcastle University. And I would definitely say that I always knew that I wanted to do medicine, but volunteering's helped so much. I think it's really easy to underestimate the contacts that you make through volunteering. It's a really great opportunity to get involved in other things that you might not initially think are your thing, but the more you hear about it and the more contact you have with other projects, you start making contacts and getting ideas of more things that you'd like to do. So personally, I think from volunteering with the Youth Council, I've met a lot of people who've influenced sort of the way I think about things and encouraged us in various things. And I think that's definitely put me towards continuing in education, which I already hope to do, but it's definitely given us confidence to do that. On the whole, I'd really praise Gateshead Council for their engagement with young people. I think they are really making a genuine effort. And I'm not sure if all young people know that, but from what I've seen, I would definitely say that they are genuinely interested in youth engagement. I think it's just reaching young people, because especially in a time like this, when a lot of young people are becoming really politically disengaged, I think it's also an opportunity for young people to become very, very politically engaged. And I think the more young people sort of hear about like issues and cuts, basically, I think they're kind of getting interested in it, and it's a great opportunity for the council to kind of step in and say, this is what's going on, this is how we're sort of rearranging services, we want you to be involved. It's a perfect time to do it. And I think if you take that opportunity, you're going to see the benefits for sort of 50, 60 years, as long as they're alive basically, and hopefully living in Gateshead. So I think it's a really good time to sort of push this. And I think probably young volunteers are the people to go for because they're already getting engaged, they're already putting themselves out there, and I think they'll really appreciate the council and service providers taking the time to sort of speak to them about these services, and they're a great gateway to other young people as well, which like shouldn't be underestimated at all.